And how high are we talking when you...
Like Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Like Mickey Mouse. I always knew I wanted to do a kind of media-related job, and I started out as a waitress.
No, it's a fucking dog. And do I look like a dog? What? How? Who?
I'm not fat, I'm thick. So what?
Then I'm yapping way too much and I'm oversharing way too much. My voice is getting high-pitched and it's a disaster.
Inselmilkom jien Angelica Farrugia u nilqakom għal The She Word.
Welcome to The She Word, conversations women rarely have but really should. I'm Sasha, and welcome back to the Young Women's Edition. Today, we're talking about young women in media, a world that shapes how we see the world and influences the stories we tell. Being in media comes with its challenges, balancing public life with private life, handling criticism and avoiding burnout, all in an industry which is still particularly male-dominated. But it's also full of funny, unexpected moments and small victories that make it all worthwhile. This conversation is about hearing from women who are not just surviving in media, they're thriving and finding joy along the way. So joining me for this episode are three incredible young women who I personally have looked up to, who are all working in media, from social media to TV and even radio. So we've got Naomi Scicluna, 24, head of creative at FreeHour Malta, content creator and also a psychology graduate. We have Angelica Farrugia, 23, journalist and newscaster at TVM News, and Martha Attard, 21, radio host and broadcasting producer at Vibe FM and also appearing for the second time on The She Word. So ladies, thank you all for being here. I'm super excited for this conversation, especially because we are all young women in media. So now that I've introduced you, I would like you to take a moment to introduce yourselves. So, Naomi.
I was looking away.
I know, right? You were avoiding me.
I never know what to say when people ask me to introduce myself. I'm head of creative at FreeHour. I've been working at FreeHour for 5 years now. That's a lot of people know me from FreeHour realistically, but then I also do my own content creator work. And since I graduated in psychology, I always try to find a way to kind of merge the two and keep mental health like sort of there.
Love that.
I travel a lot. I love traveling. Fissata, like if I don't have a trip planned, nidġennen.
I actually saw that you've been abroad with your boyfriend 20 times.
20
Was
times,
it? That's
20
insane.
Crazy. When we were counting, I couldn't believe it. We're like, no way.
Wait a second.
Wow.
Emma, at the same time, I don't keep up with your holidays. Like it's always like, okay, now she's in Africa, now she's in Japan. I'm like, amazing.
Yeah. I love it, sister. No, it really helps. And especially since like my day-to-day is very, very busy. And if I don't travel, I feel like I do end up burning out. And it's a great way for like after a trip, I come back so inspired. Ikolli ħeġġa, man. Like this one, my recent one, I went to Turkey and I came back. I was like, all right, sister, I'm ready. Let's go. And I like vera kelli ħeġġa wara. So it really helps me mentally in that way as well.
Amazing. And this is exactly something that I'm going to be asking you about like throughout the show. So super excited to have you here and thank you so much. Angelica.
Hello. Oh my goodness. I, like Naomi, I don't really know what to say when I'm asked to speak about myself, but I do speak a lot with my hands. So like you said, I'm 23, journalist and newscaster at TVM News. I've been working there for a bit over a year now, which is still kind of surreal because I always wanted to do a media-related job as a kid. I studied at MCAST. I did an advanced diploma in creative media production. So I went from behind the camera, learning all of that techie stuff, to now in front of the camera. But I have a performing arts background as well, so it helps a lot. I spent 11 years.
Theater as well. You see, this is why I hate introducing myself, because I always forget. Sorry.
No, there you go. See, we've got something in common already.
I didn't know you did theater, actually. And even you. So you actually studied being behind the camera, not in front of it.
Yeah, that was my original plan, sort of, for my life, to be either, on sound. I always loved sound. Or visuals. I'm quite creative when it comes to visuals, so I love that. I'm a big Tim Burton fan. I'm obsessed with anything related to Tim Burton. Anyone who knows me knows I love Halloween. And it's quite a surprise I'm not wearing black today, actually.
Oh,
so,
right.
yes.
Wow.
So you're welcome for that. Although it's a Wednesday.
Pun intended.
Literally. That's the first one.
I already know you're going to bring a lot of puns to the table. I already told you.
I'll try to.
I don't want any dad jokes. I already told you. No, I'm joking. as
You
much
know
as
I
you
love you.
want.
I'll do my
I love
best.
them. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the invitation.
Martha, I've already had you on the show.
Hello, yes,
and I
you
love the
have.
energy that you bring.
I
So
took
go
a
for
nap,
it, girl.
baby, I'm
Who doesn't
ready.
love the
I
energy that
know,
she
right?
brings?
So yes, hello. My name is Martha, 21. I've been in the job that I'm in for I think since January of last year. But before that, I was working in a salon doing hair because I got my diploma in hairdressing. The thing was, I didn't want to like stick to something that I knew I could do in the future and use the energy that I have now as like a 21-year-old person with like so much ADHD. So it's like I want to use all that energy in a creative job now so that then when I'm older, it's like it's okay, I'll get arthritis when I do braids, but it's like that's when I'm older. Yeah, that's me.
And what are you doing right now, like in radio?
Radio. In 2 weeks we have something coming out real nice, real good. But till then I'm hosting shows. I host like my weekly show, and then I am joining Wayne on his morning show. I'll start till the end of this week till it finishes. But it's that producing and digital. منها تاعهم ومن بعد TikTok.
Amazing. I've been watching your reels, like performing
But that's on my personal
incredibly
page.
well. Yes, I know, but it's still media, right?
Bro, the first time I saw a post hitting like even like 3-digit thousand, so let's say 855,000 views, I was like, what do you mean? But then when that hit in the likes, when it went not only 885k views, but it went to likes, I was like, oh. And then, I don't know, you don't expect it. And it's in the videos that you spend the least amount of time
Yes.
editing.
Oh,
Which kills me, because then it's like at work, how am I meant to find the motivation to like
It's
properly
always
edit
like that.
something?
Yes. Once I went viral on TikTok. This was years ago, like, and I don't want anyone trying to find my TikTok. Don't, please.
Uh-oh.
And
I don't
it's
have TikTok, so
and
it's
it was
hard for me
such
to.
a stupid reel. Like it was me. Remember, like there was a time when you would like just take a video of yourself staring into the camera and then like put a meme as a sticker. So it wasn't even my meme. And this reached 1.3 million views.
Brother.
The really weird random ones that you
Stupid,
wouldn't
huh?
expect to do well end up
Me washing
doing
my
crazy.
It was actually a feminist joke, funnily enough. But not that I need to break the ice, because
It's
the
broken.
ice is definitely broken.
It is already in ice cubes right now, basically.
But I want to start with this question.
Mm-hmm.
What was the funniest or rather stupidest moment that you ever had on camera? The funniest blooper? Like, what is that one thing that maybe made you feel embarrassed, but now you look back on it and you're like, it's actually funny?
I think mine would have been I called the guest by the wrong name.
No.
My Isma. I'm a person, all right? I do faces, not names. Because
Real.
I remember, like, I can remember that you're an air hostess and you
Yes,
drove me
yes.
on that flight, you know what I mean? But listen, I know 3 days. Which one are you? It's like, unless I assign something to you, I can't, like,
No, I get it. I'm the
respectfully
same.
they. And we had this guest and it was a politician.
Oh,
And they were live on air and I was
Wait,
there
yeah.
to film TikToks. They were like doing the show, the old drive, whatever. Oh, hi. And I said this guy's name. And
Live.
they were
Oh
live
my
on air.
God,
And
this was live.
on a
that's
phone
what's
call. It's really particular with your job. Like my job, if I make a mistake, we can't cut out or redo it. Since
on
it's
air.
live.
On air. Emma, I called him by the wrong name. The person that was there, the people that were there at the moment, they were like, I was like, so I think that would be mine.
How do you recover from that?
You don't. To be fair, I just self-deprecated and we moved.
Oh my God.
Damn.
They
Oh
laughed.
my
I
God.
was like, I won't do it again. I will remember you now. Definitely.
Scarred for life.
But now, yes, I make sure to write down whoever is coming.
Yeah, especially if you have a politician. For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. If I had to answer the question myself, nothing comes to mind actually. But what about you, Angelica? I mean, you're on live TV like every other day, right? How often do you do live TV?
I used to do a morning show called TVAM
As
along
that?
with my colleagues, but I'm not doing that this year. I'm focusing more on my contribution to the newsroom. But I'm still basically on air 3-4 times a month doing news, like the 8 p.m. news on the national television station. So quite a big thing, which
Queen.
I'm still not over actually,
Yes.
even a year after. Thank you. The worst thing, it's not that bad. But we have an iPad, just like you, and we have a prompter on it. And we also have a prompter on the camera itself, which is something not a lot of people know. We operate it with a pedal underneath the table.
Yo.
Yeah, it's
that
super
how it
cool.
works?
It's super cool. So she recently actually had
feel
me
like
on TVAM, and at some point during the show, she had to do the morning
Hourly.
news segment, and I was just sitting like a few meters away from her, and I was seeing her, and yes, I saw the pedal, and also I was like, wow, this girl is amazing. I have to have her on my show. Seriously, like watching her do the news live, it was so cool.
I feel
But
like
yes,
I'm not meant to know that.
it's so cool.
Maybe you're not, but it's okay because we're being honest and open. So
Sick.
it's fine.
I love it.
If you came to a PBS Open Day, you would know. So basically, I went on air and it was like halfway through the news, just before the break, I think. And the prompter, the iPad and the prompter went blank. So I didn't know what item was next. It could have been a political item. It could have been a light item. It could have been a foreign item. I had no idea what was next. So what I did because I cannot tell the people in the control room that my prompter is off. So what I did was I just went, and then I tried to fill in with words like saying like imorru issa l-aħbar li miss fejn se nitkellmu issa dwar, and that made the people in the control room realize, and they skipped ahead to my next thing.
Yeah.
Just as I was finishing my last word of the filler I was trying to do.
Can you do that voice again? Because when I saw you do it, it was so cool.
Okay. Insellmilkom jien Angelica Farrugia u nilqakom għal the She Word.
Oh,
That's amazing. Wow. I love it.
Thank you so much. It's like a switch, because of theatre.
Literally.
It helps a lot. Theatre helps so
It's
much.
almost acting in a way, right? Because
Yes,
you have a
in a way.
script, you have to memorize it.
You don't have to memorize it,
Oh.
but you have to. I put on this persona of when I'm with people, this is me. I'm funny. I like joking around. I like puns. But then we're going on air. We have to be serious.
that's sick. Oh, get it, girl.
Oh yeah.
I love it. She just steps into another. I'm telling you, witnessing it live was so cool.
Thank you
I was so.
That was
I'm
so
like,
much fun.
I
Such
know,
a fun
right?
segment that was. I
it
loved
really
that.
was.
Yes,
It
it's
really
amazing.
was.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate. Nai,
I'm not forgetting about you.
I think I know what's coming.
Me too, because I've seen the videos.
So
I've had a few videos that I had to be drunk for.
you had to be
Okay.
drunk for. Wait.
Sometimes you
How
just
does this
have
work?
to.
How does this work? You have to be drunk for it.
Truth or drink segments.
Fair. But that's in the name. It's
St.
implied.
Patrick.
This is why I'm sad I don't get to work on social media. Like
The
these
Gozo
people.
one. Like we did a Gozo carnival shoot.
Nadu.
I have one soon. We're going to a fest. I also need to be.
That one you did recently, rating the worst restaurants in Malta. I think I watched it twice.
Not sure
It's
I did,
great.
but I will
That
now.
one I wasn't drunk for, actually.
Hey, no. Cool.
But there are a few which I have been drunk for. And my thing is, I'm very lightweight. So, like, jek
One
namlu
drink's
truth
enough.
or drink u għet nixrob waħda wara l-oħra mbagħad ħanibda nlablab, and then I'm yapping way too much and I'm oversharing way too much. My voice is getting high-pitched and it's a disaster.
I've heard that high-pitched voice.
Like,
It's
we
hilarious.
filmed podcasts and watched them the day after of the truth or drink, and as we're watching them, we're like, I said that, Istra.
Interesting.
Okay,
Cool.
And how high are we talking when you...
like Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Mickey Mouse.
I do remember, and you did show it to me now. You did show it to us before we started filming, but I knew about it. The one of St. Patrick's.
St. Patrick's was...
I watched that like twice. It was so
That's
funny.
an iconic
Oh, I
video.
watched it so many
The
times. I love that
screaming.
video, don't get me wrong.
The screaming into the mic, like...
Especially in a crowd, because in a crowd, iktar u iktar, so I have to be loud. So.
Yes. to be
Loud or
heard.
high-pitched though?
Oof.
Oh.
A bit of both. A bit of both. But the tone is really important when you are presenting, when you are doing social media videos. Like even I, when I'm filming videos, I almost feel like I have to put on a little bit of a fake voice to be engaging, because if you're gonna talk very monotone,
No. Jesus, monotone
Sad.
won't attract anyone.
I mean,
but
you
then,
could never be monotone. You could try to be monotone and you wouldn't manage.
Yeah.
She's
But
got
then
like
it's-
500 accents packed up in there.
I call it highlighting your words. And because if I have to say it, I have to tell myself, okay, I have to be interested in what I'm saying. L-ewwel net before
Real.
thinking anyone else has to be interested. And if I'm going to be speaking like this, tomorrow's weather forecast is, I won't care what I have to say. So how will other people care what I have to, you know what I mean?
Yes.
True.
Yes.
So I completely agree with that. But what Naomi was saying about like the videos in public where you feel like you need to slightly drink here there if it's not implied in the name, honey the egg, that I get.
I'm so
But
jealous.
Viewing the video after, for example, we would get buscades at work. Oh my god. And listen, I'm already a big character. Okay. So it's like when I drink,
Is it amplified?
it's amplified.
Oh, yeah.
And depending on what I drink, it's either I go white girl Becky or hala Maltija imma as
Oh yeah.
So it's like rewatching any kind of Buscade videos where we would have to do a vox pop. I'm there like, can you shout it?
And then
But
you watch
it's-
it back and you're like, why did I do this to myself
and
on the
knowing
internet?
that people are watching it, tipo, it doesn't make me regret that I did it, but it just makes me more conscious of how I am when I am as light as with tipsy.
You know what's annoying? I don't know if you'll relate. Sometimes, example, let's say the St. Patrick's video, before it even gets posted, if I'm at the office and the editor is editing the video and I can hear my voice repeatedly, I'm like, girl, headphones, I can't stand my own voice.
Absolutely not.
That's
No.
something that happens often in the newsroom.
Yeah.
Like that's something like we have little cubicles where the editors edit our features, and sometimes they would have the door open with speakers like from both sides. So I would hear myself going, I don't know, this kind of gin, what this kind of gin. While I'm trying to write a completely different feature about something completely different. But then you get used to it.
Yes,
Then you
yes. So
get
then
used
I'm
to
used.
it.
It's
But
just these high
when you
pitched
hear yourself
ones.
on recording, I think all of us can relate. When you hear yourself on recording,
Honestly, at first I couldn't
who
handle
is
it.
she?
Huh?
But
When I joined Lovin', I straight up told them, there is no way you're gonna get me on camera. And they were like, no, you would be good. Like we know you would be good. And I'm like, there is no way in hell. Like,
Look at you now.
but it's true. I've come a very, very far. Like, considering how anxious I used to be, like, to actually be in front of the camera, I was like, no, I just want to write. Like, I don't want to, like, be.
I remember seeing your picture at the end of the article and being
Yes.
like, who is this Sasha Vella girl? Why don't we ever see her on camera or
Then
in
we started doing the
recordings?
videos and stuff, and then now I just hit 2 years of hosting this podcast as well.
Well done.
I remember the first episode I had of the She Words, the first one I was hosting, I had a full-blown panic attack before I was about to cancel the show, like crying. Like, yes, because I used to struggle a lot with anxiety. So for me, this was a big thing.
It's
Like,
intimidating.
it really is. It really is. And I kind of look back and I'm like, wow, how far I came. Like, and I wonder, like, did you used to feel nervous? Like, what was your first, do you remember the first time you hosted the news?
Yes.
You remember it?
And it
How
was
did you
great.
feel before?
Okay, I remember my HR manager was there on the day, Maria, who I love dearly and I appreciate because all of my colleagues helped me so much and I love every single one of them to bits. But the first time I did a bulletin, I had no idea. I hadn't even started getting my nails done. I didn't know what it feels to get my hair done by a sponsor. I looked at myself in full makeup and I went, oh God, it's happening. I had never imagined myself on news before. I imagined myself on TV, but not on news. So when I went up there and we did a couple of rehearsals a few days leading up to it, and my head of news was like, it's fine, you're doing a good job. Like, relax, you're going to do okay. And then the first time I did it, and as I'm closing off, I'm like, dak kien kollox minna ħatijaj, Angelica Farrugia għal TVM News. Nirringrazzjakom tal-attenzjoni u nsellmilkom. And my heart just sank.
Minni of that feeling.
Because at home, we're used to, my family and my grandparents are always used to Radio Malta and TVM. Most of the time, that's what they're watching. So I was there and I knew my family was watching. And then I got off and I posted a photo that I did a bulletin. And it got like 490 something likes and comments from people who I hadn't spoken to in ages. And I was like, the nervousness, like every single butterfly I had in my stomach turned into a beautiful butterfly that was flying around me, and to a lovely comment the day after at work. I felt so loved. It was, I can't describe the
that's
feeling because it is
Oh,
beautiful.
wow.
The aftermath is always amazing then. Like I can recall as well all the things I
Can't
was
describe.
extremely nervous about. Like,
Yeah.
and I want to hear about your first radio, and you hosted a TEDx talk, right?
Oh, yes.
I watched that.
That was insane,
was
man.
amazing.
Pippi taħti, ġifiri, like, cause like I'm used
In
to
front of all those
memorize it.
people.
Most of it I had, it was a
She had
weird
a
thing.
prompter.
Because yes, but I don't want to rely on it.
Okay.
Okay, wait. Because I'm used to being on camera. So for on camera, I don't really get nervous anymore because I'm so used to it. So on camera, it's before I even started FreeHour, I always liked people doing TikToks. Like, so on camera, I'm not really as nervous. But when it comes to these like speeches or talks, even podcasts sometimes, actually having to speak live, that's where I get nervous. Or if I'm hosting something like the first time I hosted Youth Awards, oh my God, l-ansjetà li kelli, that to me gives me a lot of anxiety. And with the TEDx talk, it was like particularly anxiety inducing because I knew I had the teleprompter, but I didn't want to come off as like a robot reading from the teleprompter. I wanted it to feel like myself giving. So balancing that, I knew a lot of people would watch it. I never really gave a talk like that ever before. So the anxiety I had, oh my God. But it went well. I could have done it better, like in my head.
Yes.
You know what
But
I
the
mean?
gremlins always say that.
That's
always-
always what you think. I
we
could have
always
done it
But
better.
after, the
and you look
feeling
back.
after.
Yeah.
Take care and enjoy good health. Browns, empowering wellness by providing convenient and innovative health services.
I just feel alive. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I got that lifestyle, I'm fierce as hell. That brand top model, that husky fast throttle. Living it up, you know I don't eat. It said I just feel alive. 'Cause all I got is what I am and I'm on fire. And what you want is what I am, baby, that's fine. What all the kids said, I just feel alive.
I think the one I was
Completely.
most nervous to was when I was at a debate at the European Parliament.
That
So
was recent.
it was in June. So it wasn't like, it wasn't actually filmed. I mean, I got my girls to film it, like literally.
Air,
Hello,
course.
Monique and Taryn. Imma, like, I was gonna die. Like, I spent the days leading up to it, nauseous, not eating, disaster kont, vera disaster. And then the actual day came, and I had gone out the night before, and I didn't actually sleep that much. And then I was so tired that I barely had enough energy to be anxious.
That's sick.
And then at the same time, I kind of knew what I was gonna say, and
That's perfect.
And then when it came to it, I was like, I was gonna die.
I relate to that a bit because I relate to the nausea. Like the entire day before my TED talk, I was so nauseous. I barely ate. But then as soon as I got there and I saw the space and everything, then I was like,
seeing the room is a big thing
like,
for
okay.
me.
That's true.
Then it started becoming more okay.
Do you guys find it's an issue of like the people you have in front of you, or like more because you know it's a camera and you know it's live? Because in my case for news, I was scared because I knew a lot of people would be watching. TVM has the most watched news in Malta as the national
Live
TV station.
terrifies me.
It terrified me.
Things
But
you can't edit, right?
Still, like if I have a lot of people in front of me, for me it's much better than having a camera in front of me because I can gauge what the audience is thinking and I can then change
Facial
my
expressions
judgment.
and whatever.
Exactly. Or maybe I see someone nodding. I'm like, okay, you got this right. You're doing a good
Yes.
job.
I'm the
With the
opposite.
camera, it's just a circle.
I don't
no
know,
feedback.
Isra. Like, until I start speaking, my heart rate is going to be up. My hands are going to be sweaty. I mean, my hands still get a bit sweaty even when I'm hosting this show. And then I'm like, okay.
It's okay. You're good. You're good. You're doing an amazing job.
But like, the thing is that I feel the anxiety on a physical level. Like, my mind could be pretty chill by that point. But on a physical level, I have and I would be trembling slightly, like elevated heart rate. But this, I even experience it when I'm like in some kind of discussion. Maybe it's a bit of an important discussion, and I'm about to open my mouth. My heart rate literally, I
Yes,
feel that,
yes,
like it goes
yes.
up.
Same.
What was your first radio show like? Because radio makes me just as nervous as TV, to be honest. huh?
Same.
I don't. I was filling in, I think, for Valentina. Oh,
Oh, was it planned? Did you know you were gonna do it that
yes,
day?
they had
Yes,
told
you
me
know.
from before. Oh, I was with two of back then's strongest hosts, both men, both the kind li qabel ix-show qalu li tipo Martha u Sharik, just continue along with the jokes that are being said. Tipo, it's being said for jokely purposes, for engagement, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I swear to God, my heart was in my ass. Sorry. The thing is, okay, you can get fined for speaking too much English on radio. So
Ooh, yes.
Serious.
because it's a
Yeah.
Maltese station, so tipo, there
I
are
had
guidelines
no
with the,
idea about
Yes,
this.
right.
right? I still struggle to this day to like
Asien
speak
ma kontx
full.
naf.
It's annoying because
Is
I
it because it's
express more.
state-owned? No, it's not.
That I have to say I don't know. I just know that the broadcasting authority.
All right, it's comes from there.
Is that? Oh, so I was like, okay, Mar, you can't say anything like, don't pull a Martha, is what I was thinking all the time. The fact that they were with me, it what made it better, but it's still like I am in waters where I don't even know what's going on. It wasn't my show. I'm filling in for someone as a guest, so technically it wasn't as scary but as my first show.
But you knew what the show was. I think you knew you had maybe heard the show before. Or did you have like an
yeah.
idea?
I was
But still,
doing
you
the
were
thing-
in Valentina's shoes.
Yeah,
It's quite
or
a big
uncharted
position to
territories,
fill.
oh.
Right, and I was still very new to being at Vibe dak il-ħin. Oh, I don't know, that day, thank God it passed, whatever. And then the first day of my show, that is where I felt the pressure. Because it's like, this is my show. And it's like, I have to be, like, even think of it. I'm going back.
You're there because you're yourself. Like that's all you need to bring, right?
That's sick. And it's like being in the studio, seeing no one else but the mic in front of you. Ma nafx. I started to take it as if I'm filming my own little TikTok. Basically, as if I'm speaking to a mirror. And that is something that I used to do in training. They used to tell me, pretend like you're speaking to your best friends or whoever is listening. It's like you're speaking one-to-one with them. So I didn't get a picture of my best friend. I put a mirror, so I look at myself and speak to myself. But it's like knowing that everyone can hear what I'm saying, especially when it's live, and especially knowing how my brain goes from from topic to topic, and to not sidetrack in the, let's say, 30 seconds time frame that I have to say whatever I have to say, and articulate. Heart wasn't booty, but it went back out when confidence started to build on that. But yeah, first time,
Yeah.
just thinking about it puts me in the same physical and mental
Yes.
state.
I
like,
can see
to
that.
it.
I can see that.
Yes, I can understand, definitely. And also knowing like how many people are actually watching. Like when I came on your show,
Oh, Mema.
I was like, oh yeah, it's TVAM. Like who watches it? Like it's 7
set.
in the morning. Like who's going?
So it
And I was
started
like,
from
Isma
6:30.
Angelica, eżatt. I was like, Kurzita, like how many people watch this show? She was like 50,000. And I'm like, shit. I'm like, it's a good thing I found out 5 minutes before I'm going, so I don't have time to get nervous now.
Yep.
Sick.
Yep.
Time
But that's the
management.
thing though, like with morning shows, I used to love doing it for that reason, because you don't know if it's the grandma who's just woken up and making her tea, or the mother who's helping her kid get ready for school, or the person who's going through a really tough time. And I think with social media, radio and television and podcasts like this, you can really, really help people just by being there. Because
Shape their
in
morning.
my mother, she's 44, and to her, television is company. So to her, even just having the TV on while she's cooking or doing something or folding clothes, it's company. So to a lot of people, it really, really helps them. And I find that with media and social media nowadays as well, it's really making a positive impact.
Oh no, absolutely.
That's really beautiful, actually.
The main part of the anxiety tipo started to die down as people were telling me, "Illa Lumar, smajtek for radio," and I swear to God, you made my day. I'm
I
like,
had told you that.
like knowing that you could, because at the end of the day, like being on it, you're driving someone to wherever they have to be. Let's be
exactly.
real. Like yes, you have the phone, the phone version, the player, but at the same time, radio, carrozza.
Yep.
And I don't know, the first time, I think it was one of someone's at work's boyfriend kienet jisma l-vibe u, Timini, do you have on the vibe? And once I started hearing that instead of the gremlins inside my head, I'm going to be mentioning gremlins because those are my intrusive thoughts.
Like the
I've-
voices.
The voices.
Yes, the
The
voices.
gremlins.
Ah,
That's it.
The
Once-
ones that make you doubt yourself.
once I started getting people telling me, like, yes, you might be thinking, oh, but why are you waiting for people to tell you that you're doing good or whatever? My dude, that's just me, okay?
I don't think it's just you because the same thing, like I said, when I got my first, and even not just from colleagues and not just from family, I got a voice message from you telling me that
I
you
heard her
watched
ad.
me.
I'm like, is that Angelica?
It was a PSA, not an ad. It was
For
a PSA.
drinking water or something?
Yes, it was a PSA to beat the heat and all this stuff, you know.
Around the same time they were sending those messages.
Yes.
Ah.
And she sent me, she was like, girl, I heard you. And I'm like, no, I heard you. Amazing. So it's like, we're lifting
The
it.
reassurance helps.
We're lifting each other up in such a way that we're both like thriving and we're both still starting out, you know?
That's it,
You
that's
haven't
the
been doing it for more than 2 years and neither have I.
So
But
beautiful,
we're
honestly.
pushing each other to keep doing more. And I think that's what really brings people together.
Yeah, for
beautiful.
sure, for sure. I can definitely relate to the part of like the reassuring, like you getting positive comments, but unfortunately, my experience, I got more negative comments than positive ones. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, when I was still at Lovin', the hate, like you could be saying, the people don't necessarily hate on you for what you are saying, but they used to like
They just
hate on
to hate.
appearances and stuff like, and you could be talking about even not something controversial. So that was something that for me made it quite challenging, to be honest. Like and even nowadays, because some of the things I speak about, like for example abortion, are quite controversial. In Malta, I feel like we have a bit of a culture that people find it very easy to hate on the person delivering the message
Yeah.
rather than the message itself.
Yep.
So the second they disagree with your message, they're not gonna criticize the message and have a constructive conversation about it. They're just gonna hate you.
You're just going to
So
keyboard
dumb.
warrior it out, basically.
But I feel that like maybe with TV and radio is not so much. And
No.
honestly, FreeHour is such a like
Happy.
what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, a wholesome platform.
Uh-huh,
You know what I
like,
mean?
I'm quite lucky when it comes to this. I don't get Sheba hate. Fingers crossed. But yeah,
Is the table
like
what?
obviously, like Lemola, we do get hate. But even when we do, I feel like it's directed at the platform or what we're posting
Fair.
and not us
At the very
directly. I feel like it still is rare though. Like even on my personal stuff, I rarely get hate. I don't remember any time I got hate and it's really, really like struck me that much. So thankfully I'm lucky there. It's also comes a bit from my end, like I'm used to shutting it off now. So even if someone says anything,
How do
You
you
need to
deal
learn
with it?
how to
Like,
do
has it
that.
happened?
Oh,
Have you
yeah.
experienced it? And
My
how do you
main-
deal
we
with
get-
it?
My
we
main
get-
thing is to not let it get to me.
Mhm.
And it may sound a bit mean or toxic or whatever, but I take it as I will look at your profile and I will go from there. I'm sorry, because the fact that you're taking time out of your life
Yes.
to comment about someone, for example, you're not Maltese breed. Okay, slay, but what difference does that make to your life?
Not Maltese breed.
Not, no, it's a dog. Do I look like a dog? I'm sorry. So it's like I take literally the comedic stand to it in my head. I'm like, what, how, who? So in my head, I'm like, it says more about the person that's commenting than about me. It's if my brain doesn't instantly go to that, I say, all right, Mara, just scroll at their pictures and be mean. I'm sorry if they're being mean to me. I have the right to be mean to them, but I don't put it out there for the world. I just say it in my head, giggle, and continue. I changed though the way I would see hate comments. It used to be lallo, he's right, I am not a Maltese breed, x'ħanamel bħajti, oh my god. Now I'm like, I've made something work, clearly. So whatever I'm doing, it has to be working in some kind of a way for someone to feel like, you know what I mean?
And sometimes we'd get comments like, because this is not really news value. You found news value in reporting
Yeah,
this.
even
this
us.
is new. Or we'd get people from like when court comes to it, court is a really sensitive topic, and people would not be happy that their names are being included. But at the same time, like if a magistrate doesn't order the banishing of the publication of names, we don't have to do it.
Yes,
We
I
can-
remember those when we used to get like information from police. You know how the police send the pressers
Yes.
from
Yeah.
you get those, and they send the photos. And then we used to use the photos. We used to blur the photos, as the police don't even blur them. Sometimes in somehow, or sometimes we would receive other
Depending-
photos from the scene. They wouldn't be blurred, and we would blur them. But still, like we would get it when it comes to police photos. So the police themselves sent those photos to media houses and journalists.
Or like
and then
not
when the
blur the number
journalists
plates.
use them,
Yes.
it's like miscontists who you shouldn't have used them.
And
I'm
it
like,
has the logo of the police force at
girl,
the bottom. Like, can you look at the picture and then judge, please? Or like comments on political stuff, or haha reactions on political stuff, or just the worst kind of hate, which makes you feel like your job is useless at some point. I haven't gotten quite to the point like you guys where you just say, you know, it's just a comment from one opinion and I will just leave it at that, because I tend to give them positives and negatives the same level. But at the same time, I'm trying to give them a same positive and negative level for the simple reason that there's a reason why that person commented that on my
There's
thing.
something going on in
something
their
going
life.
on in their life.
But then it's not on you to try to
Exactly.
figure it out. That's the
Exactly.
thing.
So what I can do is read within the lines of what they commented to my stuff, and then think, okay, so what can I actually change?
But
within
it's
this?
but unless it's coming from someone that you want to be or admire or you look up to, you should not do
Exactly.
that.
yes.
Exactly.
And most of the criticism is not constructive in any way, right?
Oh no!
In
What
what
really
way is
helps
not
me-
Maltese breed constructive?
What really helps me, like when I start realizing that it's actually affecting me, I'm like, okay, I need time off of social media.
Same.
That's sick. If it's
Yes.
affecting me too much, I'm like,
Do you
I should
deactivate?
not be depressed about someone's opinion about
don't
me
even know
if I
them.
don't know you. So I'm like,
Yes.
that's sick. Phone away. I need some me time.
Honestly, that
'cause
is what
fuck
I
giving
struggle
you
with then.
more time of my day. Like,
Yes. Yes.
sorry, I don't know if I'm meant to swear or not.
No, you can. It's okay. I allow it. That for me, actually making the decision, it's I found myself like it almost becomes a bit addictive when you're getting an influx of notifications.
Yes,
Like,
that's what it's built for.
for
though.
example, once we
Exactly.
released a podcast late last year, young women successfully single, and we cross post with Lovin, and it got on the wrong side of the internet.
Oh,
As
no.
the amount of hate that we got, imagine.
God.
Both reels on Instagram and Facebook performed really well, even TikTok, and it had like on Instagram alone, for example, 600 comments imma gravi kienu, And at first, I recall that day I had a shoot, and I recall when it started, and I'm like, at first, my reaction is I laugh it off.
But then when it keeps adding
gets
and
to
more
a certain
and more.
point, I'm not laughing anymore. Yeah, it's
Difficult
getting
to.
to me then, and then I'm like, it's for me. It's not really a matter of I start to believe the things that they tell me. It's more like I don't know. It just
start doubting
I
yourself,
start
maybe?
forgetting why I do it in the first place. So I start
yes,
reading
yes,
their
yes.
comments and I almost forget my own opinion. And
Yes.
that's when it
That's
starts
sick.
really getting to me. And that's why I'm like, that's like I need
That's when
time
it gets
away from
dangerous.
social media to remember what
Why?
I even
Yes.
think. Like,
And I wanted to disappear then. Like sometimes I have moments where I'm like, I am done with this front-facing public life. I can't do it anymore. I want to disappear. And after that show, I think it took me over a month to host another podcast, if not like a month and a half, something like that.
I deactivate social media frequently.
No, I've
and
never
people,
done that.
People would think I blocked them. But it's something I've been doing this year. I've just deactivate social media for like a week.
it's true.
Deactivate. So if you send me a message, it looks like I'm blocked to you.
It's true.
Wow.
I like deactivate, not like uninstall the app, like completely deactivate. And I feel like it's given me so much peace not knowing what people think, what I'm supposed to be doing, what incidents happen. I'm still going to know what incidents happen because I'm going to show up to work and get a
Read,
call
that's
or
it.
read or, be asked to report about it. But at the same time, it's like, you don't have access to comment about me right now, so please respect that boundary that I'm putting out for you. I will be back when I feel ready. I'm not ready to accept any comments right now, positive or negative. When I'm back, you can give me all you want.
You mentioned such an important word, boundaries. What does it mean to you two?
It's like setting a line.
Like, how do
Where-
you set boundaries while living in the
Like in this, it's hard. I'm not gonna lie, because yes, I did say, but at the same time, I do know that I struggle with my boundaries because I'm a people pleaser. I'm like, oh my god, yes, of course, I will do that video for you, knowing that I'm like so behind on work videos or my own videos for my
Yeah.
own collabs. I will help you, of course, but isni iktar, or sometime last week, I had gotten a request to do a collab, and at first I went to what they gave me a price, and I was like, in my head, I was like, okay, Mar, I mean, if you technically ration it out, you can do it for that price. So it's like technically okay, or blah, blah. But this person was like, le, but Mar, you don't normally charge this little for a shoot. Tipo, given the hours and whatever. She was like, you need to set a boundary in this case. Because, I mean, you can't just keep accepting whatever it is for peanuts just to accept it and just to please someone. And I was like, okay, but what if I lose this job, Issa? What if, tipo, but they asked me, so I have to do it, you know? She was like, yes, but if they really want you, they will pay whatever you need, you tipo, charge, and that is a boundary set.
and
I
knowing
swear-
your worth.
Bro, I don't know my worth. Most of the time, and even when it comes to speaking my opinion, sometimes I'm like, but who are you to even think that?
Maybe it's
I
because
struggle
we're
with
just
that as
starting
well.
out. You think that you're still little, so then you go to the point where you're like, oh no, like for example, Naomi's worth more than me because she's doing this job for longer than I
Not
have.
everyone would say that. You would think that
That's-
someone else wouldn't doubt themselves, but then everyone would
Yeah.
have the same thoughts in their mind.
Once I set the boundary of this collab, and they accepted it fucking well, apart from the thought of, then why did you offer peanuts if you knew that you can afford more? Apart from that, I was like, Ostia, okay. So at least this is more than I've ever charged, but this is a boundary that I want to set, that from here, like a minimum of X amount. And it was the first time that I was like, oh shit, I'm worth that much.
Standing up for yourself.
Standing up for
As
yourself.
you should.
To me, that is like one of the first, not gonna lie, first boundaries I've set, and didn't feel terrible that I set it because of how it turned out after.
Yes,
Does
and
that
you're
make
setting
sense?
the tone, and you are telling people what you want in exchange for what they want you to do.
فالآخر من الآخر, I didn't charge enough because I didn't even know how much they were going to take and how many different shops it was for. But it's okay because it's like, it was already a big step that I set that boundary and didn't accept what they were offering, but I offered something.
Yes.
much
But you're
offered
learning
that I
now.
could.
Yes.
You
Like
learn from experience.
You have to determine how other people treat you.
That's it.
That's
And this
so
is
true.
not just in media, this is also like in relationships and everything.
Yes, it's a
But
nice-
Tell me about it.
even when you get like I have gotten shoots, for example, shoot requests, and they offer like such a low amount of money. You have to sit down with yourself and you're like, okay, I know I'm worth more, and also, am I willing to do this amount of work for this amount of money? I really recommend that you don't accept work that you are not 100% like.
Yes,
Absolutely.
that's true.
Especially in this industry, because it's like people are saying, you okay, you have that bracelet, illa milajs, I want it. So it's like if it's something that you don't agree with, or you don't, you know what I mean?
Yes, it needs to be worth it for you. Like,
That's it.
yeah, you wanted to say something at some point.
What?
We're talking about boundaries.
Yes, your boundaries. How do you set them?
I feel like it's a difficult question because there are different ways I'd set boundaries, but I feel like related to what you were saying, especially this year, I feel like I had a phase I wasn't good at this, but now I got better at only doing work I want to do and that I actually align with and not being afraid to say no. So if a client comes up to me and like wants to work with me on something but I don't particularly like it or don't want to or I'm too busy, I've gotten more comfortable saying no. Something I was really bad at before, like, and I hate how bad I was. Like, I'd rather ghost a brand than actually say no, which is stupid. Oof. Like, why did I do that? Why? Like, when I look back, I'm like, oof. So that's a big one. And also, like, with my personal stuff, making sure I balance it with, like, organic content and things that I actually want to do and that actually make me happy and excited to do the job that I do. So that to me is also a boundary, making sure I have time for both and it's not just sponsored. And just making sure I have enough time for myself. To me, that's such a huge one. Għax when I'm too busy and I don't have that time.
Astin
nibda
how
niġġel,
much you're lacking on
nibda
you.
You don't even
niġġel.
notice the weeks go by.
Mhm.
You're like, oh my God, I didn't even go see my family this week. I didn't even call my mom. How can I not
And it's
call
such
my
like
mom?
a ripple effect because when I have time for myself,
I don't have time.
I'm more at peace, and then I'm happier, and then even my
Yes.
job, I'm doing it better because I'm
Exactly.
happier, and then even the way I speak to people,
They
I'm
care.
nicer, and
the
I'm
way you do
kinder,
your
and then
job.
they like me more, and then that relationship
care.
is better, and you know, it's yeah.
I think also with boundaries, like we were mentioning earlier, the private and the non-private life. When it comes to, for example, I am quite conscious of the way I look. I try my best to not be. I try my best to be comfortable about it.
This is something you are leading me straight on, you. Yes.
I don't mean to, I promise.
Oh, no, I love it. Amazing.
I'll keep going. It's just presenter
It's
mode on.
convenient to have like 4 hosts on one table. Come on. It's like, today my job is easy. I'm
This is
telling
the
you
dream
that.
episode for you.
Right? I'm like gonna sit back, like, go for it.
Carla and Tom.
Periods are part of the game, but they don't have to throw you off your game. Try new Always Platinum for up to 100% leak protection, faster absorption, dry feel, and it's more cushiony, so you can focus on your game. It's a new period, always.
But yeah, so basically the difficulty with private and public is that, for example, my Facebook account is set to public, but then my Instagram account is set to private because I have 2 younger sisters who are 12 and 14 years old at the moment, and I want to show experiences with them, but I might not want to show their face to everyone, or I might not show the place I live to everyone because creeps exist out there. And even like when I'd go shopping from supermarkets or whenever, and I see like, you know, last time I let someone go in line before me because they had less stuff. And this girl, this woman, 40-year-old woman said, hey, thank you so much for what you do. Me and my daughter love you so much. She's sick right now, but we watched you on the news 2 nights ago and you really made her day.
Oh, sweet.
So at the same time, I was looking like a potato sack. I had like a t-shirt dress on, no
But that's what
makeup,
makes it
messed up
relatable.
hair,
Yeah. If
no
you look
jewelry.
perfect.
I was like, but that's the thing though. To them at that moment on TV, I'm there and I'm looking good. But then when I'm back to human level,
It makes it feel more relatable, more.
yeah, and I appreciated her comment more because she was looking at me like I wasn't even wearing like proper shoes. My eyes were half closed. I didn't know what I was doing.
She looked at you as a
But
person.
exactly, and she saw me for what I am. Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
Yeah,
like
for
for
sure.
the work I have. So that's like mix between private and public. I feel like you really have to hold on to your dearest people and your dearest things sometimes, because I feel you might lose them just because someone said an extra word or someone wants to offend someone and then they find out that that person is related to you, so they use it against you, kind of thing. You know, people are weird.
Also, like when people are used to seeing you in the public in the public eye, right? When you are in the public eye, they make up their own ideas of you.
Yeah.
Then they actually meet you and they're like, oh, wait.
Hello.
Can be alright.
Esat.
I didn't know you're actually nice.
Do
Sorry.
you get that?
Like I've had a few encounters where like, I thought Naomi was a bitch. I'm like, okay.
Thank you for your
No, that's
feedback.
not what you
Or
convey.
once I heard someone say it through someone else. They're like, Because online she's so nice, I always thought it was fake, so ma tantx naħmela. I'm like, sorry for being nice. What? Hello? Like, and then they're like, but then I met her in real life, vera, she's nice.
Ciao.
You are so yourself.
What do you want me to
Because
do?
that
Like,
comes-
what do you want me to do? Not be nice?
Doesn't make sense.
Like that comes from influencers or people that create content, whatever, that have two very different personalities. And I don't want to mention names because I'm not like that one. But people that don't match the energy that they portray online, that's where it comes from. Tipo, I've
And fair
met-
enough to a certain extent.
But you
I
can't-
get
you
where it
can't
comes
predetermine
from. Vera, I do
someone's
get where
vibe,
it comes
but
from.
It happens as there are actually a lot of people
A lot,
who,
a
when
lot.
you meet them in real life, you're
They're
like,
nothing,
"Whoa."
bro.
Yes.
Yeah, Vera.
Very
So I do
different,
get
like-
where it comes from.
But at the same
It's
time,
also judgment, right? Like people are so
why are you
quick to
taking-
judge.
And they're not afraid to voice their opinion on their quick judgment. Oh, I saw her looking angry at a dog once. She hates dogs.
I'm
Sorry.
okay.
And they feel like they know you just because they see you on like what's your experience like with that? Like you just said like, but do you ever get stopped like in the street and maybe it's not so, or like you can feel people looking at you?
Yes. And you
I'm a
brought
bit
up
naive to it. Usually my boyfriend realizes way before I do. Sometimes we're walking quietly. I'm group at a high Sulek. I'm like, oh, where? Me? Vera ma nindunax. But I've had a few encounters. Most of them are nice. Genuinely, like 99% of them are nice. But I've had a few that are a bit weird.
Yeah, especially the men can be a bit weird.
Some people just need to know when is the right moment to speak.
Time
as well.
and place.
Like once, I was in St. Contada, somewhere like St. Julian's area, and my friend was throwing up. So I was helping her throw up, like clearly.
taking care of her.
Like,
being a
ħallini
good
bi
friend.
kwieti, she's literally Night in a donut, għandkom donuts illum. No way!
Oh, Freshers is coming soon.
ħanġib like donuts.
You ordered the donuts already.
Oh yeah.
Mentioned, being
People have no boundaries.
boundaries.
Exactly. Like
Back
when
to
they see you in the
boundaries.
public eye, they feel like they know you and they're entitled to speak to you. They're entitled to come up to you.
They're entitled to touch your hair.
Girl.
So, someone
Let's not.
once
I
they came up to, I
feel
think
you.
I was like at hospital or something. I was just coming out of hospital and this person came up to me, Angelica, wow! And she squished me to her. I'm like, okay, hi. And I'm holding her hands. I'm like, hi, I need to go. She's like, come on, Diksharek Sabi. And I was like, Calma, it's fine. Don't punch her in the face. It's fine. She just touched your hair once. And then she did it again. And then I ran off.
I had such a bad one once, but this wasn't even, I knew her a bit, just not enough to do that. Kont edha s-serkin, man.
Classic.
Passit suwek, she was like, oh, Naomi, all right, whatever, like, hello. Bil-pastitz maħal, as she came to kiss my cheek. Girl, leave my face alone! Bil-sejt tal-pastitzi, like,
Ma tafiex,
my
no.
pimples.
my God.
Oh, no.
Oh, the audacity.
Why the fuck
Jeez.
would you come to kiss my cheek? Għandek
I don't
il-pastitz
kiss
maħal
my
ek.
Anka jek m'għandek xi
Sorry,
maħalek. Anka jek għandek il-lipstick maħalek.
Tassalea, I was like,
That's crazy.
you did not just do that.
Was she drunk?
I hope so. I hope she wasn't sober.
No, but the best thing is when they're doing this. Can I touch your hair while they're halfway in the middle of touching your hair? It's like, why are you even asking, man?
Exactly.
Your hair is your
What's
head.
this obsession with touching hair?
It's touching
Honestly,
because
it's
it's
the curls.
It looks soft.
Curls.
I want to touch it.
And also the worst part is
It's
they
literally
don't
it.
even, when you tell them like, hey, I only give, like I let people touch my hair if I consent to it because it's a very vulnerable part of my body.
Yes.
And they're like, consent, isn't that something you do for sex? Yes,
my
but
God.
also bubble, you know, when we're in
Ma, that
preschool,
just goes
our
to
personal
show
bubble. No, you don't have
the
one?
concept
Okay.
of consent in Malta is still dates back to the Middle Ages. Like
For some people, yeah, for sure.
In fact,
Fortunately.
we have a show on consent. It's a really good one. Watch it. Laura mentioning consent.
Oh, I got to Titania, like under the bridge, and there were some kids in the water. And at some point, Philly, I'm eating my god darn watermelon. Oh, Philly, oh my god, we're jet to holiday. And I'm there like, oh, mama, like, hi. But they started actually doing the jet to ad.
How funny.
Oh, it's fine. I'm sorry, they came up. The thing is, with people like that, I don't understand why, if you're giving me that energy in the water, fucking 50 meters away from me, why is the energy changed when you're 5 meters away from me? You know what I mean? They did not keep that energy up. And I don't want you to faharni when you're close to me, as opposed to, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, if you're over there and you're like, oh my God, and now you're here, and I'm like, oh, hi, here, and you're like,
Are you scared?
Weird. What is it?
That's a bit strange.
So that was one of the recent ones, but I think they were a bit younger, to be fair. So maybe it was that, tipo, their excitement, whatever. And then when you're up close, you're like, here, nifima. We were at Summer Days the other time, and it was again about the Jet 2, the Jet 2 video.
This is one of the ones that went viral.
I can do the accent for that.
I had done it in the Maltese
it's
accent, and that's what they were replicating.
Oh no.
These not teenagers, young adults, like, we were doing a vox pop or whatever, Summer Days. Oh my God, you're the Jet 2 girl, you're the Jet 2 girl. And I'm like, yeah. When it comes from different ages, I take it differently.
Yeah.
In the sense, because when I get kids telling me, oh my God, into TikTok, I'm like, oh my God, who's watching my videos? Like, it's not a bad thing at all.
Your parents
but
around?
It makes me more aware of what I'm saying
Yes.
in the video mod. But it makes sense because I look up to, for example, YouTubers back in the day, Alicia Marie or whoever, that were older than me.
I used to love her.
You know what I mean?
love her.
So age-wise, it makes sense.
But also numbers on a screen, on an app are one thing.
And
And
actuality.
seeing people in front
that's
of you.
something else.
Like even if you had to group all of the people on your most viral video, or all of the people that watch you in the
crazy
news bulletin, or
statistics.
you just got reposted to Pitbull's
Oh yeah.
feed, like
Me and Mr.
literally.
Worldwide are like
This is worldwide, alright.
Imagine seeing all those people that saw that in one room, then you're like, whoa. Because I think social media, especially media in general, makes us quite disconnected from who the people that are actually watching are, right?
Because you're seeing a number.
Exactly.
You're not seeing people.
Exact.
You're seeing 599.
How-
You're like,
how
we
are
are
you to know?
599, mush 600. Go talk to them in a hall and
Exact.
see how much 599 are.
Can I say something about that?
Yes.
So the different. Okay. So absolutely about people not recognizing how many people are actually seeing it. So recently, one of the things we did at work was something on a boat, and I had to be the entertainer. So I have it in me. I don't mind doing
You
it.
didn't have to be you are the entertainer.
She is the
That one.
entertainment.
That's it. Cool.
It's here. But the thing is, okay, it's something doing it in front of my phone. But then Isni, going back to a point that you had said, doing it in front of people, it's like I can gauge your energy based off of mine. Your energy. My energy.
both
like,
ways, to be
Understood.
honest.
Tipo, if I'm saying a joke, I can personalize it if you're right in front of me. Also in October, I have something coming up where I will be the entertainer once again, but on a much larger scale.
Good
So
luck,
it
girl,
will
you got
be
this.
literally the definition of putting the amount of people in a story in a room. Literally. Yeah, fun times.
So before we kind of touched upon a bit like the pressure. Like, do you feel pressure to always look good wherever you are, just because you
Yeah.
know people are going to recognize
For
you?
sure.
I struggle with this a lot, even just like the comparison that comes with social media. I think that's would probably be my biggest struggle is with working on social media. It comes from within myself, not even like the people watching or anything. It's just something that's always like at the back of my mind.
Like if
Okay.
someone, you know, who's been following you for like 2 years comes up to you now and you look like a potato sack, what would they think of you?
It literally depends on the day. Because then to a certain extent, I like that because I want to be as real as
Relatable.
possible and I want the people following me to know that I'm real. I don't want them to think I'm this fake,
Yeah.
but you know what I mean?
But then
I want
aren't
to
you
be that
scared?
comfort creator, you know what I mean? What I don't want is someone saying, oh, do you catfish to post your echo? Like that, you know? And also, apart from that, to a certain extent, I also don't give a shit what people say. It would be literally just my insecurity, like, lalo, people are posting this and this, so I should look like this and this. That's where it would really stem from.
Seen and
Getting
heard.
better though.
Yeah.
That's called
We believe in
healing.
you.
It's called
Yeah, and
growth.
also things are shifting a lot on social media. Like while there's still kind of a predominance of people editing their photos and lots of makeup and stuff like that. I feel that our generation has changed that a lot. Like we have been
Yes.
pretty real on social media, people showing their textured skin, people
Yes,
talking about their
yes.
acne.
Showing their
Like,
scars and showing the trauma they've been through
Yes.
openly kind of
Yes.
with people, even
And
if
like
it's...
what really, really helped me with this, and which is why I'm slowly getting better, I really not attenta who I follow. I only follow
Me too.
people that I actually like. I'm not going to follow someone if I don't like the type of content, or if your content is making me insecure in some type
Fair.
of way. Yes, it's not even about you, it's fully about me. But if your content doesn't make me feel good, I'm either going to mute or unfollow. But to me, that's very, very important because I spend so much time on my phone and I'm
And on
taking
social
in
media.
so much
curate,
without
like,
even
what you're getting.
realizing. So that to me is a big one, and it's one I found out recently. Like, Yastra, I wish I knew this years ago.
I did
you
this
know?
a few years ago, actually. Like, I don't even follow the Kendall, Kylie Jenners and stuff like that on
Me
Instagram.
neither.
I don't want an unrealistic representation of beauty
Absolutely not.
constantly thrown
Shoved
into
in
my
your
face.
face.
Media houses in Malta, there are some that I don't follow anymore, but most of them I mute. Like, honestly, I like to kind of have more control over what I'm going to get. So, like, if I want to know the news of that day and who died and
You
the
look for it.
tragedies,
You can look
I
for
will go
it.
and look for it. But I don't want it
Yeah.
to be constantly there.
It makes
This
such
is
a
a really good
difference. We don't
point.
even realize how much it would affect
Absolutely.
us. Sister.
And also beauty standards. Like nowadays, I don't consider myself fat. I consider myself plus size. But there is a lot of people like that to be a presenter, that think to be a presenter, you have to be slim, you have to be a certain
Yes,
length,
yes.
you have to have a certain cup size, you have to have a certain hair texture. I have curly hair. Nobody else in my television station has curly hair, as curly as mine. I'm probably the only curly-haired newscaster in Malta, but does that make it bad? No, it makes it unique.
Exactly.
I
He is the one.
I'm not fat, I'm thick. So what? Get over
Girl,
it.
by the way,
Like,
you're
Then a
not
bowl of
plus
oatmeal.
size. Like, no.
I'm a size 14.
Girl, that's not plus size. Jihalla, we're living in a world where it's what, 14? No.
Primark, I'm a size small, so because I went to Glasgow and that's what
Yeah,
the
it makes
Wednesday
no sense.
PG
That's what I'm
So-
saying. Like certain brands I buy large, certain brands I'm a
Yeah,
small. Like, it makes no
literally.
sense. Like, no sense.
And something that I also realized with this is like everyone starts to look the same. And I don't want that. Like after a while I started realizing I'm wanting to
Yes.
look the same way other people look.
Yes.
Why? Why would I
That's what
want
you're
to not
constantly
look
Because
like
it's
myself?
trendy. Because it's
Oh,
out there.
I hate
because
when it
it's-
gets to my head. When I realize it's getting to my head, I really, really hate it. It's so toxic, Yasra, and so many people would battle with this. You know, it's something that everyone.
But I think the
sees.
difference is people noticing that what they are scrolling through is what they're like internalizing or whatever the word is. Because the noticing that will change how you then go about seeing whatever you see and stuff. So kudos. at
Most of the
least to
time, you
them.
notice when it's a bit too late. Yasra.
Yeah.
But better late than never.
Yeah, yes, mushek.
I can probably speak for us three, like, but I struggled a lot with my hair when I was growing up because back then Malta was still very much like if you have curly hair, you straighten it. And even the
Or
people
you're
who
ugly.
had curly hair all straightened it. So I was there trying to embrace my curls. I used to actually get bullied for my hair. Ta. It's
Same.
crazy, ta.
Same.
Like the same fangirling we were talking about before of people coming up just to touch your hair. Like that happens to me every time I go out, every single time.
I had a kid,
and
bro, on the
a
bus
few
just
years
touch
back,
my head.
I was being bullied for it. Like
Same.
that's crazy.
I used to have it up in a toppo behind my head.
Same here.
And they used to call me like horse because I looked like a horse apparently, like with a big bun at the back of my head. Like, okay, I'm a horse, but I'm a cute horse.
Oh, yeah.
You wish you
Sure.
had this hair.
That's the one, bro. Literalment, I was in the bus once, and this kid was sitting on top of his mother behind me. Almost at like seat where tipo, both of you are at the same level. No, the seats, but one was here and one was at a slightly higher level. And this kid just starts grabbing at my hair. And jien indur, inħares lejlom, and I'm like, can we not? What's and the kid's like,
Sorry, Halli.
Hello?
Yeah, probably that's
that
what
was
he
literally what her face was saying. Oh, why are you laughing?
You've probably all been in situations where you actually met someone that maybe you were like pretty excited to meet. So was there ever a moment where you were like starstruck? Like you met someone that is inspiring to you? Apart from getting reposted on Pitbull's Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
Spice. I can say twice.
Yes, tell us.
One is local and one is foreign. Okay. So once I was at work and the first time I met Keith Demicoli at a school thing, because he had come to career day at school to talk about journalism, and he had told us that he might be leaving that job in like 2018 or something. And I thought to myself, I need this job. I need to continue his legacy and do what he did. And kind of that's how I got into it eventually. But I was at work once and I was going up with the lift, and the lift opened and I just saw Anna Bonanno. And I was like, oh my God, hello, I'm a huge fan. And she's like, kemm inti ħelwa, narak fuq l-aħbarijiet. And I was like, no way, Anna Bonanno watches me, little old me, on the news. And at that time, it was just insane and incredible. So she was one of my idols in this segment of news. But then I went to the Giffoni Film Festival in Italy, and I knew Tim Burton was going to be there. And he did the black carpet. There was like a big black carpet for Wednesday, the premiere event. And I went into the hall where it was going to be done, and there was a person in a wheelchair waiting with his signature thing. And I went behind him, and when he signed his first, and when he signed his, I just shoved my poster out, and he made eye contact with me, noticed my Edward Scissorhands shirt, and he signed my poster. But we made eye contact for like 2 seconds, and I was like, I didn't know what to do with myself. I was going around. I forgot I had to put the poster in my bag. Like, I didn't know.
God.
I malfunctioned.
Yes.
So it was an absolute starstruck
And
moment.
I can still see the excitement.
Yes.
Like, literally.
I met Tim Burton.
Whoa.
Yes, and he has helped me through a lot of dark times, because he proved to me through his films that the darkness does not always mean bad. Edward Scissorhands was in the dark. He wasn't alone. He doesn't want to kill me. So he kind of proved to me that in a sense as well. But it was incredible, and I'm still starstruck by both Anna Bonanno and Tim Burton, and of course Keith Demicoli, because how can you not be
Legend.
starstruck when you meet Keith
I mean,
Demicoli?
we remember Keith Demicoli on the TV when we were young, like
Yep.
literally. Like it's like
We grew up with him.
exactly, literally. What about you? Have you ever had a moment like that?
I wouldn't say starstruck, but I always love people, especially seeing bigger creators work. I always get like inspired, is the word, especially meta jkunu vera right, I'm like, yes, like you're cool and you're successful, like, yes, thank you, like I want to be you, and there was one particular event, like then when we go foreign, I had the opportunity to go to Ibiza in May with Red
Oh,
Bull.
Red Bull. Like, yes.
It's
I
really,
remember
really
that.
cool.
Wow.
And they got some Sheba creators from all over the world. And just, there were people with like thousands and thousands and millions of followers. And just, rather than seeing the amount of followers, it was more seeing their energy and how I feel like in Malta, a lot of people can get shy to film in public or to do this or to do that. And they were just so comfortable with it, and it came natural, and it really inspired me. So I remember.
So that's something I really struggle with. Feeling comfortable and not feeling like my heart is just going to die filming in public.
I'm over it now. I'm so happy
don't-
I'm over that, Madonna.
I how? What does
My
anyone-
brain
can
just stops
anyone-
thinking.
I have a bit of both,
I
actually.
can relate. I'm the same. Like if I'm doing a lot of it at one go, I will get
Fine.
used to it.
But
But then
if
if I
it's-
haven't done it in a little bit in a little while, it comes back a bit again.
I feel like at some
Kind of
point it
like
will
you.
just switch. Like just continue, and at some point it will switch. Actually, I don't even know when mine switched. And all of a sudden, then I was like, oh, shalini, man. Like,
Fair.
People
if
are
people
watching.
want to complain about me posting with my little ice cream, when they start getting paid for eating ice cream, jistaw jiġu jkellmuni. All right.
Tifem.
Mic drop, man. Mic drop.
So,
Don't drop the mic.
you
It
know,
was a mic drop moment. Yes, I agree.
so then it
Fair.
switched.
Fair.
So I should have done this a long time ago, but the way that the conversation flowed so beautifully. But I've been wanting to ask you, how did you get into media? Because I studied art. I graduated. I was looking for a job, and I had come across a position at Newsbook and at Love in Malta. and I ended up getting the job at Love in Malta, but I never intended to get into media.
Same.
I never intended it. I spent most of my life with my mother telling me, you would be a really good journalist. But I'm like, no, I'm
U
not.
ġejt fi kliema.
And it was the one thing I felt so natural in doing. I'm like, I'm naturally, well, I'm not to sound this, but I felt naturally good at doing it, you know?
Wow.
So how did you get into media? You graduated in psychology.
But I always loved social media. If I go into my Instagram archive u nibda nqelleb, imma I used to post every single day on Instagram, like I adored it. And I'd post for myself just because I used to found it fun. And I was originally like, when I was doing my degree work, I was working as a barista and as a waitress. And then COVID hit and I lost my job. So I was like, "Tayyib, I'm unemployed." And I always followed FreeHour. I was one of the proper OGs. Infatti, I won the first ever giveaway.
Wow.
Second,
When I was in uni, I used to use the app.
Crazy, you.
So I was in uni 7 years ago.
Okay, really early. I have a photo first year JC, like with the FreeHour sticker on my forehead. It's so full circle. I love it.
Wow.
And they posted that there was an internship, like it was still very early days. This was more than 5 years ago now. And I was like, oh, I'm unemployed. Ħanitlef billi nipprova. And but I had my interview. It was quite silly because back like 5 years ago, they weren't even posting like Shaba TikToks and videos. So I remember in my interview, like this guy he looked at me, he was like, but you'd post TikToks wet for us. And I'm like, yes.
Oh, sweet. I could see the excitement, the sparkle in her eyes. Please, can we just take a moment? It's beautiful.
And then I joined. At first, it was an internship. Then I started part-time, then full-time. Then I started doing my own thing as well.
And then you became head of creative.
Oh, yeah. I literally went through each step.
Yes.
I went through intern, part-time, full-time, manager, head, like each step I did. And that's
I think
I can
everyone
relate to
started
that.
as a waiter or waitress or a
Yes.
barista at some
Yes.
point. I think that's what teaches you a lot of the social skills.
We know when we need to take that pause, that break, but we feel guilty for stepping away from our partners, kids, and work. We feel like we need someone's permission to have something that we simply deserve. The She Word has partnered up with Myoka Spas to give you just that, your permission to take time for yourself, the time you wouldn't usually take, but really should. Use code word SHEWORD for 10% off any individual treatment when booking online at myoka.com, or enjoy 10% off any gift box in store with gift vouchers over €100.
I'm on the go, you know I rise up with the sun. I bang the gavel, then unravel, yeah, I come undone. I'm trying to outrun the shadow on my heels. Follow the rhythm, clock is ticking, time to grease the wheel. Just keep it moving. Just keep it moving. Just keep it moving. Something about the way you bounce makes me want to keep you around my mind. My mind. Something about the way you sound shakes me up and makes me get down on my.
But I can relate to what you said before, because when I became a journalist, I was first a junior journalist. And then eventually after like a year or so, they promoted me to just journalist. And then after another few months, I was promoted to sub-editor. But then I kind of moved away a bit from working for a media house, because personally for myself, mental health wise, like I burnt out, and we already mentioned it a bit before. I love that we already spoke about that. It's pretty heavy, like, and you can, right? Like
of course, I know it's
All the
heavy.
hates,
yes, and also the
deal
way
with
that
bad
you need to
things
show
every
up and
day.
everything.
Yeah. Although everything you have to show up. I think that's the hardest part of it, to be honest. But it's also the most beautiful part of it, because it shows resilience. And I think it builds resilience.
Definitely.
I have been
and
through
confidence as
quite
well.
Yes.
How did you get into media?
Oof. I was, like I said, I was the kid who always had TVM in the living room and Radio Malta in the corridor, basically. But I always knew I wanted to do a kind of media-related job. And I started out as a waitress in a Maltese restaurant. So I got a lot of social skills and I got a lot of, in Italian they say la parola facile, which is basically inventing stuff on the spot and kind of filling up. But then I made
an
my
art,
way.
huh?
It's hard to
Thinking on your
master.
feet.
I haven't mastered it yet, but I'm trying. I'm getting there. I got into a sound job. I went to live for 2 years in Greece just after COVID. Because I got a random
2 years?
job opportunity. No, sorry, 1 year. I got a random job opportunity
Oh, cool.
on LinkedIn. And I was like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing, but here we go. It was a risk. When I came back, I started working as a sound tech, sound engineer, setting up wires, long hours in the sun, wearing black, no rings, no nails because of the calluses that would be on my hands all the time. But I lost a lot of weight and I was feeling really good about myself. And then I started working with a local TV show called Popolin. I was doing features for them and I was kind of producing some of the 1 or 2 episodes at a time. And then just one day by chance, I saw that there was a job at the big PBS building, not at the old PBS building I was doing Popolin at. And I was like, why not talk to someone, see if I can get it? And I applied and it just kind of happened. I did a sweet little 6-hour internship with Daphne, who I love as well. You know Daphne Kassar, of course. And that was that. And then just the wait between will I get it or won't I get it was exactly 2 months. So I had a 2-month wait. I was traveling in between for holiday. So I was on holiday. It was horrible. I had a night terror, which is worse than a nightmare. So like I woke up crying and screaming and shouting in the middle of the night with my eyes open. But then it was all worth it because I got the journalist job at the end. And then 2 months after I started working as a journalist, I was told to read news. And it was just... how did it happen? So it feels like a big full circle moment, huge full circle moment for me. And I'm grateful that I get to do it, not just because I love it, but also because I love what it stands for. I love the fact that we are there with you at the incident, at court, whatever might happen, we're there, we're bringing it to you, we're talking to the people and we're connecting to them. And like I said earlier, we're bridging that gap between viewer and TV person.
Oh, I love it when people love their job, man. I could hear people talking about their job for ages when they love
You can
it.
literally see it, like...
It doesn't make sense if you don't like your job. I'm sorry.
I-
You're
yeah,
spending
But
literally the majority
unfortunately,
of
many
your life.
people don't.
The majority of people aren't happy with their job, because we exist in a society where you have to make money to exist.
But that's why you have to work for it. That's why you have to really keep it at I was working, you know how many different jobs I had. I was a kids party animator, I used to work in iGaming, I used to do 7 million different things. But at the back of my head, it was always, I will do this now. So when I work at PBS, I will be better. Even if I make coffees, I don't care. I want to work at PBS. I want to go to the national broadcaster. And stick it in your head and you will do it.
That's like manifest it, put it there. So the energy that you'll, and I don't want to sound spiritual and whatever, because yes,
But
some
you're
people
right.
don't-
Why not?
But,
But
at the
you're
end,
so right.
but if you think it enough, if you
Yes,
think
of
things,
course.
this is the exact same for people that speak negatively or like have,
Illallo.
I can't get
Like,
the
shut
away
up.
from
I'm
me.
saying that is my biggest pet
I
peeve.
can't leech off that energy from you.
Like positivity makes such a difference, and mentality in general, the mentality you have
It's all in the
towards
brain.
life. If you're always negative, oh my gosh, I have to do this, I have to do
Bruh,
this.
that's
Like,
gonna be how
girl,
you're going to be.
How do you expect to get places with that attitude and with that mentality? Even
Especially in the media sector. I mean, especially you have to
But
be
with
there.
anything, even
Social
like-
media, radio, you're showing yourself. You're
like
showing
even
emotion.
if you're an accountant, go to the office and
Happy.
like, fair.
Be the-
All right, you can't be happy every day, but you know, it's
Oh, but still, look at
you're
the glass.
okay with it.
Look at the glass half full. That's and I know it is definitely harder, easier said than done. But at the end of the day,
Definitely.
it will become easier because you're manifesting the right energy.
But you are.
But it will eventually return.
Manifestation exists.
I agree.
It is real. We're not gonna be shamed or
Just so I don't, because if I mention
No, but I
religion,
get what
I
you
don't
mean.
want to.
Yes.
No, you're so right.
People call it praying. Some people call it
yes,
manifesting.
there, it
some
has many
people.
different words, but the main
concept
thing
is
is
the
that
same,
words
yeah.
carry meaning.
That's it.
And
For sure.
living intentionally.
Azad,
And having goals and working towards them. Like, you know what I do every New Year's Eve, and I've done it for the last few years.
Vision boards.
I do my vision board.
Brava,
On New
so
Year's
do
Eve.
I.
Don't.
So do
My
I.
New Year's Eve ritual. Like, I have a lot of New Year's Eve rituals. So I'm like, oh my God. Low-key panicking because the year is starting. But I do my vision board. And this year, like, around the halfway point of the year, I'm like, I almost achieved everything. I have to add some more things to it. Like,
Yes.
no, because you envision it, you
put it in there for yourself.
visualize it, and you're putting energy towards the thing that you want to happen.
So it will happen when it happens. I agree.
Yes. How did it
How
happen?
did I get into radio?
She's always been good. Tamat entertaining.
Emma, her getting into radio is one of the things that makes the most sense that happened on this island.
Wait,
for sure.
wait.
Literally. I mean,
So dak il-ħin I was working at Swarovski and I was
Wow.
It's a wait, no, because it looked like a
Tifhem.
cute job. But brother, why did I have to learn about the families of jewelry? Le, that's not the
The
point.
families of jewelry?
and this was after you did your course in hairdressing.
Mela, this was during. Because every Wednesday I would take a half day leave. I'd go to my lesson in the morning but keep going to Swarovski, whatever. So I was heading to work one day on the bus and I didn't even have one of the good buses. I had one of the old ones, but it's okay, whatever. And I was on my phone. Ufilli, I'm scrolling and seeing whatever. Ufilli, Nate texts me and I'm like, who's
Nate,
this?
like-
Nate Darmanin,
Oh.
like the program's manager. And I'm
Wow.
like, he had replied to a story or something, and then he just hit me with the casual, "You're not affiliated with any media houses, eh?" And I'm like, I think I know where this is going. I didn't know per se, but I knew that he wanted to recruit me for something.
Chumpum.
And that alone, I swear, like,
Wow.
Xalajlek mill-floppy seat għadda.
I was like, Mar, fuck your knees, it's fine.
Pros and cons.
Ooh.
Cons, floppy seat. Pros, Nate texts
yeah.
you about a possible job opportunity.
Oh, dak il-ħin I was like, I can't, like, is this for real? Like, it's not even, dak il-ħin I was getting my hair diploma and working in a jewelry shop. Like, it was, in my head, I was just getting money so I save up and like become a hairdresser and open my salon. But then, of course, there was the whole hearing people tell me, oh, mela titkellem bil-Malti. Like, if I'm doing your hair, don't question me. If I'm doing my job, and that's what, it helped me to make a decision, okay, maybe I need to be older, so more mentally mature to open my salon, so these kinds of comments don't hurt me, don't get to me. But in the meantime, what does this Nate man have to say? Oh, at first I started with TikTok, taking and trust my TikToks back then, I don't know how they still paid me, but you grow, they see potential. And then I started training at the same time. It went from, okay, I can yap professionally to, wait, no, it went to, I don't want to hear myself on my voice. It's like, it's recording myself already used to be something, and then hearing it back. But then hearing it radio-wise, he'd be like, it's feeling me, I don't want to hear myself. It went from that to, oh my God, I think I'm on, put me on. You know what I mean?
And I
And
remember
yap
her.
and get paid for it.
I love that.
Beautiful thing ever. As a kid,
Floppy seat again.
as a kid, they used to tell me, it's like a red diffusion, man.
Hey,
and she went on it. Daqsek.
And now I'm
Saret ir-red diffusion.
now it's a bit too literal.
literal.
But I remember your close friend stories that you used to post, getting ready for her show and being like super like professional and then pausing and editing and clicking and removing it again. I remember those vividly.
I think I remember seeing something as well.
And I was so proud of you at the time because I was like, this woman's gonna get her own show. Lo and behold,
Oh yeah.
her own show.
In 2 weeks.
Oh yeah.
Happy for you.
Fun times.
Come such a long way.
That's
Brava.
amazing, honestly. Like, it's honestly inspiring.
One, it's my best talent, mush my best talent to talk, but it's like, I tried to go to school. Like, after O-levels, I went to JC, dropped out, ITS, dropped out, MCAST, dropped out. And every time it was so at least I can either please my parents, something, to not come off as the dropout kid that didn't amount to anything.
And oh, how you did.
Literally, last time I caught myself saying to my mom, Tara ba, dak il-ħin kollu fuq il-mobile.
I wish I could say that to my mom now.
Għax ġit lura għalti, one of the parents at my school said that they saw your... I see how the tables have turned.
I mean, honestly, our parents have lost every right to comment on our phone use as Jesus Christ.
We've
like
made
this, man. You'll be trying to talk to them, and they're just like this. on
We
their
walk.
phone. Where's that?
Literally, like
my mom,
I
man.
can't believe it. I'm like,
My dad's
hello?
like this.
Hello, your child. Hello.
They're like, you don't remember how you used to be?
Oh my god.
But then
I'm not anymore.
because we're too busy making it to be on it.
Oh yeah.
on Pitbull story, on the radio, on the news.
Għax pitbull.
On the radio call and the hairdresser
Oh, la, la.
who knows how to take care of curly hair.
Oh yeah.
So I want to
no?
get serious very quickly before we
serious,
close.
okay.
So statistically, the media is still a very male-dominated industry, right? It's shifting, and we can see it right on this table because we are all women, young women. I'm the eldest here, and I'm 25. Like, so you know, we're like far from.
You're not
30. Far 5 years.
You're not old.
Have you ever experienced that? Because I have experienced it for sure. I have experienced what it feels like to kind of be undermined or to maybe experience kind of sexism or ageism, like your colleagues who are older than you. And yes, I mean, to a certain extent, experience, right? When people are older. But have you ever
There's a
had,
limit.
you know, those moments where you feel that you are being undermined simply because you are still a young woman?
Yes, completely.
Absolutely.
It's been very hard, especially in the beginning, since I was the youngest person in the newsroom. So the youngest person and a woman. That's like deadly combination, especially in an older male-dominated work environment. Because it's not just the males, it's the older males that tend to kind of get in the way of me thinking I can do better up to a certain point. But like, for example, we do have a lot of females in power in my company that I work at, but it's still very male dominated. And I feel like I've had instances where people have met me, men, women, everyone, but especially men. They've met me and they've kind of tried to charm me just because I'm that girl of the news, or just because they know that, you know, like my hair is curly, or just because I have that one thing that distinguishes me from the rest, apart from me being in media. So I think that has kind of made me feel aware of how certain people see certain jobs. I still love my job. I will still keep doing it, hopefully, for the rest of my life. But the fact that people like this exist, it kind of makes me take a step back and kind of feel them out, but not like not give them what they want.
Yes.
I think you both can agree with me on this, actually.
Wait.
Like, with me, when I felt it, I haven't felt it with my job per se. Like within FreeHour, I haven't felt it. How I did feel it a bit was like with certain clients that we'd work, especially when they're like older men. I didn't feel it directly, but
You still get a gut
I
feeling.
felt the need to prove myself more. You know, or like I'd be in conversations and it would be me and the guy, and I can tell he's listening to him and not to me. It would be and I can tell it's not done on purpose, but I sense these little
Sometimes.
small things. But then what I will say, though, to be fair, like when I did join FreeHour, it was only one other girl. The rest started talking to all guys. Not anymore, because now there are quite a few girls. But at the time, it was like mostly guys. But to stay out FreeHour, but I never, ever at all felt it, man. And that's something I am
youth-led,
so
right? It's
grateful
different.
for. Like, Anka, like my two
Why the
managers are...
age?
My two managers are guys like Zach or Jamie Queens, man. Like, they trust me blindly, Isra. Like, and that I'm so grateful for. So grateful for. As I know in other workplaces, Isra, it can be very different.
But I think it's because
I've
they're young,
heard.
again,
Yes,
because
yes.
young women, young men, it's a
Ma
difference between
tiskanta,
They're
Older
not going to be
Skanta,
ageist
shorta.
unless they're like in
Eżatt.
their mid-40s.
Tiskanta,
kind
you
of
But even
thing.
some
people
women,
our
I can
age
be
that are
ageist.
still-
Yes, yes, for
Some
sure.
women who are
Wow.
older,
Women with women can be
awake,
tal-biza, eh?
like snakes, honey,
Yeah.
like snakes. It's
Oh,
horrible.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Women have been worse
I-
than men, to be honest.
Ow. I used to have a HR that was a woman that I would have thought would have been on my side in a particular situation where an inappropriate man was involved in the workplace.
no.
And what
Have you
she
spoken
said,
about this on the previous podcast on
and
harassment?
she said, "Oh, but it seemed like you were enjoying it. Enjoying what?"
X'għandu x'jaqsam.
I went to her as a female, but that's not even the point. There were certain jobs that I was in, one in particular, where it's like I would give. So I already have this thing where I I mentioned before, who am I to say this opinion, right? But at some point I was like, oh, come on, it's part of your job. You need to say your opinion. I would say the things. I wouldn't be like, ħadd ma jagħti in the sense I would say, let's say, 2 bullet points that would have made a difference in whatever project that we were working on. I would say them, nothing. Then this other guy would say them. Oh, Allah jbirek illallu James.
What a good idea.
What a great idea. And I'm there like, did
No
no one
buts. No buts.
did no one hear me? And it makes me, because
so
then it's
annoying.
like, did I actually say it or did I not say it? I start doubting
Then it becomes
myself.
personal. Then it becomes personal. So you're not listening to me. Għax jiena mara wadni żgħira because I'm young. Because I'm a woman. Not because you don't want to listen to my ideas. Sewa, mela he gets listened to because he's a man. And I, because I'm a woman, I don't get listened to.
I ended up
That makes
starting
sense.
recording meetings. And I know some people don't agree with it, but I'm sorry. But if I'm putting out things or you're telling me things and you're just going to tell me, no, I didn't say that.
I used to record
didn't
work
say
calls
that.
sometimes, so I understand.
And it would be my word against theirs. I would go crazy because I'm like, I swear I said that or you said like, and because if I remember something, I'm linking it to something else. For example, I remember Naomi had that nail because I saw her drinking at some point. My brain will link things. So it's when I come to remember a conversation, especially when it comes about things that I've said or things where I can reimagine the brain map that it took me to get to the thought. And then this man is telling me, no, you didn't say that. No, you never pitched that idea.
And you know it's your idea. You know it's your, because you
I'm
came up
there,
with
like-
you remember vividly coming up with it.
But I feel that in the job that I'm in now, tipo, since it is a slightly bit more male dominated-ish, but not as much as this one experience that I'm particularly talking about. So there's more young people. So Isa, it doesn't come logically, but it comes tipo, you know.
And now young people we are ultimately the future.
Literally.
So, I mean,
I think that's
slowly
also a
stepping
thing which
in, right?
older people are scared of. You know, like we're young. Let's say Martha just got into radio and she's good at it. She's not really good, but she's good at it. And she knows that her manager is a female. And the female is like, oh, she's going to take my job soon. I can't let that happen. I must assert my dominance. I must make her life a living hell just so that she does not give
then why
her
hire me in the
100%.
first
And also, it doesn't
It
work
says about
like
them.
that.
It doesn't say about you. It shows
you
how
look bad
enthusiastic you
because
are.
you're not helping her grow in that case.
Exactly.
You as her manager, your job is to make her grow.
Exactly.
So you're not good at your job if you're.
But what if the people on top of you
what
are
I
not
mean?
seeing that? The people on top
It's
of
so
that manager are not
frustrating.
seeing
Għax
that.
xi ħasra, man, uff.
Or you get framed for something you didn't do. Or you get blamed for something you didn't do. Or you get put into an awkward situation on purpose. That is the worst kind of malice. And I feel like young women, specifically young women, are the most prone to that. In our job, in media especially. It's quite tough.
Wow, like I'm honestly amazed at the way that this conversation has flowed. And I do need to close, even though
Aww.
I would so love to keep discussing this with you.
One
because
more
it has
hour.
been- Absolutely effortless, honestly. So you all know I like to close my shows with one thing, the words of wisdom. So of course, today, like, what would be your words of wisdom to any young woman already working in media or dreaming of working in media? Like, from your position, from where you are standing, what would you tell her?
Trust your gut and don't listen to advice.
She
People
just went straight right in.
But she's right. She's
Yes,
so
of course,
right.
girl.
and don't take words or advice from someone or people that you do not look up to or want to be.
This
10 out of
this,
10.
like,
Because
apply to everything. Like,
applies
literally.
for hate comments. It applies for constructive criticism. Just those two. Because most of the time, yes, I never followed my gut. But then after, I'm like, lala, kelli raġun. You don't want to have that.
Yeah. I would say manifest and dream and let them make fun of you. Let them think you're being delusional. I was young. I was like, I want to work at PBS. And I was like, what am I doing thinking about this? I'm not going to. Inselmilkom, jen Angelica Farrugia, dawnu mal-aħbarijiet ta' TVM. Ciao.
Love when she does it. Like, I'm obsessed with it.
Wow.
So yeah, just dream, manifest, and don't let anyone make you feel bad for dreaming. Please, it's the best thing you can do.
Amazing.
I would say make sure you know why you're doing what you do.
Sure.
And
yeah.
make sure you keep enjoying it. Because especially with media, like once you're into it, it's easy to get distracted by all the sponsors and everything. And so you kind of forget to enjoy it, and you kind of forget to give it your own like twist and like fun.
Your own little magic.
Because that's something I had struggled with, so that's what I would. No, those would be my words of wisdom.
Oh, very, very wisdom, I must say. Very much wisdom. So much
Honestly,
wisdom.
beautiful. I am so happy with myself right now for getting you all on this show. Like, I'm honestly,
Match
thank
made in
you all
heaven.
so much for being here. Thank you for what you have shared. And
Thank you.
yeah, I'm so happy because I really feel that we managed to capture kind of all of the elements of working in media, even though I feel like we could literally go on for another hour.
Or two.
So on that note, closing the show, thank you all for being here. Thank you for watching. This is the She Word, and Naomi has already finished her drink. But let's finish with a cheers. Cheers. Thank you all so much. Thank you. Girls, wow.